Dear Diary, the one good thing about being mayor of the city of St. John's is that you do not have to be constantly watching your back. I mean, there's nobody else who wants the job, is there? That's the beauty of it, you see. Nobody takes being mayor of the city of St. John's seriously. Nobody has since the late Mayor Harry Mews. Mayor Mews was mayor for ages and ages. He mayored away for years and years. Nobody noticed much until he'd just about stopped. And it was discovered that he'd carefully laid aside $2.5 million for a new city hall. What a surprise that was to the taxpayers. $2.5 million had somehow fallen down through the floorboards of the old city hall, unnoticed. And presto, here was the means to move west on Duckworth Street, past the old majestic building, and on to our present location. Yes, well, the only terrific fuss about that was about what the new city hall looked like. Some called it a concrete bunker. Others called it fish boxes stacked one upon the other. In the meanwhile, all the people who'd lived there had had their houses knocked all heck west and crooked from under them and were moved bag and baggage somewhere else. Gracious knows where. Mount Pearl, one supposes. Well, Diary, then came Mayor William Adams. He's not late, so far as one knows. And what is Mayor Adams remembered for? For being the Liberal candidate for Twillingate, of all places. That's what. Really astonishing. A mayor of the city of St. John's whisked away at the whim of Joey Smallwood to be the MHA for Twillingate. That's what happens, I suppose, to mayors of cities that don't even pay for their own fire departments. And then, Diary, and then, of course, came Nurse Wyatt. Well, what can one say? What need one say? As a lad growing up on Power Street, Nurse Wyatt was perhaps as far from one's conception of what a mayor of the city of St. John should be as was one's notion at that time of ever living on Smithville Crescent. And yet one served, so to speak, under her. As you well know, dear Diary, when one was deputy mayor under Nurse Wyatt, many's the night one woke up in the cold sweats, trembling perceptibly at the very recollection of one's circumstance. Little wonder, isn't it, that Marjorie tried so desperately, and on at least one occasion so publicly, to dissuade me from becoming the mayor of the city of St. John's. Were you an heir, she said. Were you a Bowring? Were you even a Collingwood, she said. Then I would say, go to it. Have sense, she told me. Even Mr. John Carnell Crosby, said she, had the good judgment to chuck up being deputy mayor of the city of St. John's in favor of being premier of Newfoundland, and latterly the prime minister of all Canada. But, of course, as the city knows, as the province knows, as the world knows, in this one instance I was adamant as far as Marjorie is concerned. I ran, I won. So here one is, mayor of the city of St. John's. At last the general populace takes the office seriously. No longer is it a joke. Yes, one deals in a dignified way with the problem of stray dogs, with the problem of sanding and salting streets, with the problem of whether we will have 1 or 2 Halloweens in the city of St. John's this year, and so forth. One is mayor, dear Diary, and that's an end to it. No temptation to run again for the Liberals in the extern. No compulsion to rescue the floundering Liberal party. No great compunction even to interfere in the running of the arcade in manuals. Yes, being mayor of the city of St. John's, having one's photograph in the morning paper 16 times a week, preparing oneself for one's papal knighthood next fall, is fulfillment enough for the present. It's a wonderful job, you know, diary. I mean, it could be worse. One could have founded only 15 shops and have wound up being, God save us all, the mayor of Mount Pearl.